how there's a mess right here.
Don't tell him that.
There's a mess. No, there's not. There's absolutely no mess.
Yeah, wait.
There's no mess.
Oh my God.
Kick it away.
So this is a very impromptu video. Me and my sister decided to switch books like last minute while I was at the Books A Million store, and I'll show clips of when we were in it. And that's it. Okay. I don't know what else to say. Bye-bye.
Flashback.
Okay, so my sister and I are picking books for each other. But I found places we've never been for $6. It's a hardcover. I'm at Books A Million. This might be better than Barnes & Noble. I don't know. So I'm gonna make her read a book that I've read, that I've given 5 stars. I'm either gonna have her read Love in Other Words or The 7-Year Slip. I'm not sure which one though. Because she doesn't really romance that much, so I want to give her like a really decent romance and maybe one that's not too focused on romance. So that's why I'm thinking The 7-Year Slip would be good because it's like a time thing, if that makes sense. Okay, I don't know why you just handed it.
So heavy.
Oh, did you not know it did this?
Oh no.
The thing I wanted to do was pick a book that you've read, that you really like, but you don't.
That I've already read?
That you've already read.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm choosing one of my favorites,
Okay.
like romances. So that's kind of the idea.
Oh, really?
So that way, you know, you can't. I would hope that you wouldn't give me a book that you thought was bad. Right?
I'm gonna pick the worst book.
No, good.
Oh, look, it's floating in around with a Care Bear.
It's floating in around. See, I would make you read this, but you're already reading it, so this doesn't count. I think I'm gonna grab 7-Year Slip and Love in Other Words, because Love in Other Words was the first book, one of the first books that I really loved. So I might have to do that, but 7-Year Slip is good too because it's not just about romance, and that's what makes me think she'll like it more. So, and she's never really read romance, so I think that might be the better idea is the 7-Year Slip. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go find it. Huh? Well, I have books in my head that I want to give you, but like...
I'm trying to think of books I used to read in high school.
No.
I don't know if I have any. I've already given you everything I have right now.
Oh. Well, if you don't know, then maybe you could just pick one that you think might be good.
I'm thinking about looking for mystery, because I do know one good mystery.
I do like mystery.
So I'm thinking about doing that. I was wanting to make you do like a romantic one, but I think this one might be good.
Oh. This is all Elizabeth wants to get. She doesn't want books. She wants this.
I want toys.
Actually,
Are there any good ones though?
that's cute. And Enchanted Forest Potion.
You're making fun of me?
That's an owl.
Aww. You gonna try to get the owl?
Wait. There's a butterfly one and a raccoon and a fox and a squirrel.
Oh my god, they're all great.
A mushroom. I feel like that has to be an owl. I don't think that's a bird.
No, that's an owl.
It's an owl. Oh my
It's an
god.
owl because of the way it looks.
How much are they?
I don't
$13.
know.
Just letting you know, I would never be like outwardly holding my phone like this if you weren't here. But I'm just like, I feel confident.
You're confident now?
At least for now. I'm getting a little scared right now. Okay, maybe it is.
Oh, I'm fine. Where is it?
It's been revealed.
No, I was so excited that I just fell.
Yeah, she found the book she finally was looking for. That moment when you finally find the book you're looking for, and it's the last one. And she grabbed it. She got it. But now I know what book it is.
No.
Okay. So Elizabeth chose for me to read. And why did you choose? Oh, I hate the girl on the cover, but it's fine.
I read it in high school and it was really cool.
A lot of people have probably read it, actually.
Well, Jenna Marbles made this into a movie or produced it or directed it. I can't remember.
Why did she do that?
I don't know, but it was so popular in high school that they came out with like a manga for this too.
Mm-hmm.
There was a manga. This has been a while. It's been like 10 years since
Okay.
I read this book. Angel gets kidnapped and Max has to go save her. That's the whole point of this book. We're
And
talking
then this
to
is
each
for
other.
herself. Well, I like kind of went back and forth of what I was going to get you because it's like I wanted you to read romance, but I don't think you're ready for full-on romance. Only because you never read romance.
I don't read romance.
So, and then I was like, oh, what if I gave her my favorite thriller? And I was like, I don't know.
I tried to do it. I tried to give you my favorite thriller, and they don't have it here.
Yeah, but since you were going to give me a thriller, I didn't think I wanted to give you a thriller. But I think since maybe later
I'll
I can
find
make
it someday.
Maybe one day I can make you read the thriller. But the book I chose for you is called The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Boston. It is like, has a little bit of romance, but there's time travel vibes and magical realism, and it's a contemporary fiction. The main character goes through grief. There's a lot of things, a lot of things packed, and it's not a series, it's a one-time book.
I like it when the main character goes through some stuff.
Yeah, her name is Clementine, and her aunt died 6 months ago. That's not spoilers in the back. Her aunt died 6 months ago, and she is gifted her aunt's apartment, and she has a hard time kind of going into the apartment, gets really sad about it. But then, her aunt would always say, this is like, this apartment is like magical and blah, blah. Then she wakes up one day, and there's a guy in her apartment, and she's like, well, what are you doing here? So they figure out that he is from 7 years in the past.
That's so weird.
Mm-hmm. So you have to figure out why.
I feel like I watched another movie like that.
It's just like, I actually know this story already.
I actually know the story.
It says, do not put this book down. I'm dead serious. Your life could depend on it. I'm risking everything by telling you, but you need to know, Max. That's kind of cringe.
Yeah,
She's
it
like,
is.
I'm risking everything by telling you. She's not even real.
You know what's funny? I think this book is from like, I don't know, 2000.
It looks old.
2000 something.
The cover.
Look at that.
And then you got this.
What is that one?
Just a fun romance book. I want to see if they have... they have the fill-in boyfriend.
Uh-oh.
Grab it.
Where? Where is that? Let me see it. Oh, I was looking at shelf above.
Oh my god, this book is so good. Okay, listen, I know the cover is not that good, but like this book was one of the first books I read when I started reading again.
Really?
Yeah. The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West.
I remember seeing that in your room.
I love this book so much. I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna get it. I've been looking for it everywhere. Yeah.
Several days later.
So I did start Maximum Ride. It's been a really long time since I've updated you guys on this particular video, but Elizabeth has started this 7-year slip and she's actually really ahead. Like, she's almost done, and I'm gonna be inserting her like vlog. She told me she made like a vlog for you guys kind of thing while she's reading the 7-year slip. Anyway, I did kind of start Maximum Ride. I am, let's see, not far. Okay, I'm on chapter 32, page 97. So if you guys don't know what this book is about, this was really popular like back in the day, and my sister had mentioned to me that this is kind of this is from the 2000s. This is like the first book that has like a badass female character. So this book on the back, it's really cringy. It's definitely 2000s. I'll read the back for you guys. It says, do not put this book down. I'm dead serious. Your life could depend on it. I'm risking everything by telling you, but you need to know Max. Her full name is Maximum Ride, and the girl can fly. Max's missions: protect the rest of the gang, Fang, Iggy, Nudge, the Gas Man, and Angel from a pack of half-wolf, half-humans with a taste for flying humans. Rescue Angel from a crew of whack job kidnappers. infiltrate a secret facility to track down her friend's missing parents, get revenge on the one person she thought she could trust, discover the best chocolate chip cookie in New York City, save the whole world, for crying out loud. Not necessarily in that order, of course. Prepare for launch. These pages can fly. It's crazy. Like, this is the back. Not into the cover. I need a bookmark. Let me go get a bookmark. Okay, I found a bookmark. Anyway, so far, what's going on in this book is that pretty quickly, the thing I do like about this book is that so far there's no drag. Like, there's something happening all the time. You're on like page 15. Angel's kidnapped. And it happens really fast. So I kind of like that because something's happening, something's going on. The chapters are really, really short. You can definitely tell though, this is like old because there's just some things that are cringy about it. But I mean, the concept is definitely interesting. Basically Max and like her like gang, they're not really blood related. They don't have parents like all these kids. Max is 14 and she's like the oldest, I believe. And they all have powers. They were created in like a lab or something, and they like look like people, but they have powers. Like they all have wings and they can fly. So right now, Angel's kidnapped. They're all trying to go save her with the exception of, I think Gasman and Iggy have to stay home because they're just young. They're like 6 or something. They're really young. The rest of the gang went to go try to find Angel and save her because they know who took her. They have to go back to the school where they escaped from to save her. So they're kind of like scared about going back to that. And Max kind of gets distracted along the way. She sees like a girl named Ella getting beat up by 2 guys that are like way bigger than her because she's very young, very small. And they literally have a shotgun. And I'm like, okay. So she goes down, she saves Ella. She gets hurt though. She gets shot in the wing. And then Max is like lost because she told her like friends that she'd be back. Like, oh, I'll be back, whatever. And they're like, okay, we'll go this way. And she's like, I'll meet you wherever. And they're like, okay. So basically, Max's friends don't know where she is. She can't really walk very well because she is very hurt. She obviously can't fly. So she's walking around and she sees the girl, Ella. And then she's like, this is my only hope, like, it's my only chance, but she's really nervous because she needs help, but she doesn't want people to know that she's, like, not a real, like, human. So she goes inside, and then Ella's like, oh my god, Mom, this is Max, and she's hurt, blah, blah, and then the mom's like, oh, I'm sorry, blah, blah, and then, you know, Max lets the mom see her wing, and then the mom's like, what is this? And then Max is like, my wing? And she's like, oh, okay, I can fix that. Yeah, she's like, yeah, your wing got hit too. I think the shot nicked a bit of your bone. The mom must know kind of something that's going on. I think this is a very long series. I'm probably not going to continue it, but this book isn't like terrible, but it's not like, it's just, I wouldn't seek this out and read it. But it is entertaining in the sense that I think younger me would have never picked this book up, and I know it was very popular, so I do think it's cool to kind of look back and see what was popular back in the day. Anyway, let's get to reading, and I'll update you guys later.
Several days later.
The time has finally come. I'm going to read the romance book that Sam wanted me to read. And my bunny is right here. So I'm going on a trip today to Iowa, and I'm going to be bored on the plane. So that is why I've decided to start the book Sam picked out for me today. I got my book, and I've got my bookmark. It looks like Rosie. There she is. Maybe I'll read a little bit here, and then when I get to the airport, I might read some more then while I'm waiting to get on the plane. I'm gonna read the first chapter. So let's begin. For all the food lovers out there who burn popcorn in the microwave. Right at the beginning. First sentence. This apartment is magical. Oh my gosh, this is the first book I've ever read with the word TikToker in it. The sex wasn't that good. That's why she broke up with him. she has to leave to go help another author, and it said she stole a glance at the last fried goat cheese ball and then ran out. So she basically just went and ran away. She's touching his chest and blushing. He knew her. He somehow knew her. So far, it's really good. I'm not bored. I'm not bored with it at all. So that's good, because if I got bored, I wouldn't have kept reading. So I got through the first chapter, and I'm going to keep reading, and I'll update as I go. Oh, and here's Sophie. She laid right next to me. Hey, my girl. Say hello. Okay, so I've gotten halfway through the book. So far, I really like it. There are a lot of weird parallels to my life, like names and stuff like that. Furniture. She keeps talking about a certain chair, and I have almost an exact copy of the chair that she's talking about in the book, except the only difference is that it's a different color. It's a robin egg color. She keeps describing it as that, and mine's pink, so it's not exactly the same. I think it's funny how easily she just accepts that she's jumping through time. She's like, yep, okay, that's it. I'm jumping through time, just like Grandma said. She freaked out a little at first, so I think that that's okay. But it's every 7 years that they jump through time in the book. There's 2 rules in the apartment. Don't take off your shoes, take off your shoes, and don't fall in love. So she's trying desperately right now not to fall in love with this guy. And he seems really cute. He's really nice. He keeps leaving her little notes around the apartment and stuff, and it's so sweet. But that's my update so far. I'm halfway. I'm gonna keep on reading throughout the weekend. So we have 20 minutes, I think, before we have to go, so I'm going to read as much as I can in 20 minutes. I think she's gonna give up finding him. She lost him and now she can't find him again. Oh, I hope she breaks her grandma's rule and falls in love and stays falling in love.
Okay, so don't look at my bed because it's really, really, not made. So anyway, I wanted to give an update on Maximum Ride. Obviously this is like a spoiler reading vlog because I feel like nobody's gonna read this. And I feel like nobody's gonna read this, okay? This is like a very old, like, book, so I don't think a lot of people will be wanting to read it. There's a lot of things that are cringy though, like just their dialogue, you know? It's so silly sometimes. I don't think this book is gonna end off like with an actual ending because I looked it up. There's 10 books in this series, and I don't think that I'm going to be continuing it. I mean, honestly, it's okay. The story is interesting in the sense that all these people are like, all these kids were like either dropped off at this facility or a lab created or whatever into like getting different DNA from animals and things like that, like into their bodies to make them some kind of like mutants, I guess. And it's interesting in that sense to figure out why and like what's going on and who did this and why to them. So the thing that I was really surprised about is that like Max is our main character and she's 14 years old. And my sister did mention to me that eventually she gets with a character named Fang, who is in like their same group. But there was no romance going on between Max and Fang, but she randomly kissed him in front of everybody because something happened to him and he was like really hurt. So she kissed him, but I wasn't sure if it was because she could like kiss him and like magically heal him or whatever, or she just did it because she was like worried about him and then she realized her feelings for him. But it felt like it was completely out of nowhere. So I was like, oh. And then even like all the kids that were kind of there, they were kind of like looking at Max and looking at Fang and then looking at Max and looking at Fang, and they were like, where did that come from? But they haven't even mentioned it again though. Like they didn't even mention it again. And I was like, wait, why? I noticed that, and this could be just me, but I did notice that things kind of jump from place to place, literally. Like they're here, then they're there, then they're here, then they're there. And it almost gets a little confusing in that sense because it makes it hard to like follow along with what exactly they're at and why they're doing it. So it's kind of hard to understand in that sense. But the story itself is very fast paced, and I could understand why like a younger reader would gravitate towards these books because there's always something going on and there's always dialogue. There's never really not dialogue going on, which is really good. It makes the pages shorter. It makes it seem like you're reading faster when there's dialogue, so I can understand the appeal to that in a sense. But some of it is kind of like, well, why are they there? What's happening? You know, but that could be just me being an idiot because I'm kind of stupid. They did save Angel, and along with that, they discovered a lot more people like them that were like mutants, and they set them free right now, which I don't know how that's gonna... because they're in New York City and they're just coming out of the sewer like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they're like going into the city, and then they're gonna like, people are gonna freak out. And they did show their wings at one point because they were like getting chased by erasers, and they were at like a restaurant and they were trying to eat food, but then the restaurant people wanted to like kick them out because of a whole other thing. But then they like decided like showing their wings in the middle of the restaurant would be fine. I don't know. It's just like a whole, it was a whole thing. That's about it for this book. I'm probably going to finish it tonight, and I'll let you know how the ending is. I only have this much left, and the chapters are like super short and the text is really big. So yeah, I'm literally very close to being done with this book. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up real quick, and I will let you know how the ending is.
I just wanted to give a quick update on the book. I got to the part where she said my son makes the best coffee. I knew it, basically. I knew it. The character Clementine had mentioned airport hell, and that is exactly what happened to me. So we got to the airport, and then we turned in the rental car keys, and then we got a message that says the flight's delayed. It was supposed to leave at 8:00 p.m., and then it got delayed till 10:30. And we were like, oh, okay, well, we'll just have to wait a couple more hours to get home. And then the worst thing happened. It got delayed till 4:25 p.m. the next day. And I had work. I kind of just said, no, we gotta get home. So we rented a car and drove 9 hours all the way home. I made it just in time for work. Like, I ran into the house and got to work. And, you know, I get to be with my cats now. I was really worried about them because when you got 5 cats, that litter needs to be changed. I'm going to take the rest of this week before I meet up with Sam this weekend to read my book. But I'll try to record while I'm reading and try to get my reaction for the reading. I left off at such a great part, and I want to continue. It's just everything was so crazy. I am at the very end of my book. I am determined to finish it today. And it's really, really nice outside. So I'm gonna go outside today, and I'm going to finish the book. They have the same favorite color. I finished the book.
Oh.
I'm about to think about this book.
Oh.
Okay, she says, Fang, I had to do some thinking about him. Me, I had to do some thinking about me too. Well, at least she kind of mentioned I gotta do some thinking about him because it was just so random. It was so random. Okay, so I just finished Maximum Ride, The Angel Experiment. I mean, honestly, for a book for like young, I know this is targeted to like a young audience because obviously our main girl character is 14 years old. So honestly, like, it wasn't really that bad, honestly. Like, of course, there were some cringy parts. Book number 2 is called School's Out Forever. Yeah. I'm going to hold off on talking more about this book, and I'm going to wait until I'm with Elizabeth to talk about this book. And then she'll be talking to me about the 7-year slip. And we will give our ratings together in front of each other. So I'm done with this book. Woo! All right. Okay, next scene. Ha! Yay. As you already know, I chose this book for Elizabeth, The 7-Year Slip. Hold it. And then she chose this book for me, which is Maximum Ride.
And then we smile.
A high school favorite.
A high school favorite.
I read this, she read that, and we finished them, and we're going to talk about them. So, we will talk about spoilers, but I guess let's do like a non-spoiler review of both these books. I liked it. It was just cringy, but I could maybe, if they were I would probably wouldn't buy the books because these covers are really ugly. I would maybe be interested in reading the whole series.
Really?
There's 10 books though.
Oh, I never read the entire series.
Well, it kind of ended. It just kind of ended, and
I think I got to book like 3 or 4.
Oh, well, they are very fast paced, and things are happening all the time. It's never really boring. There's always like by page 15, the angel's gone. Like, and that's not really a spoiler because it's page 15, and so things happen pretty quick, and I did enjoy that. But it's so 2000s. It is so 2000s, like the way they talk. It's just very cringy. It's so cringy.
It's a blast from the past.
Yeah, literally, like, every time Max is talking, she's, like, talking about these dogs in the beginning, and she's, like, running from these dogs. She's like, oh, they're running from me? No problem. I got this. Because I am
But you
Max.
have to remember,
Yeah.
this is around the time when girls started being, like, you know, that badass character.
Yes.
And there weren't very many
Yes.
back then.
Yes.
So, what was this, 2010?
Maybe.
I think that's about,
Maybe
2010.
Oh, 2010. Oh, okay.
That was about when badass female characters started coming out. Because
Yeah.
there weren't that many before.
Yeah.
Girl characters were like, oh, help me, I'm so
Help me,
tiny.
you big, strong man. Come help me. I don't know if I'd recommend it to anybody, but, like, maybe it's like a 3 for me, honestly.
Okay. You know what?
Fair rating.
To be fair, I would not recommend this entire series.
Oh no.
I had a hard time finding a book at the bookstore that I read.
Oh.
So this was like one of the first ones I saw that I was like, oh my gosh, I read it.
Well, maybe I can just.
I would only recommend till book 2 or 3.
Well, never mind. Maybe I won't finish the series. I just wanted some closure on like what is.
You can
happening.
honestly get closure with book 2. With like the age experiment at least.
I've seen people though like do like a full breakdown of this series, so maybe I'll just do that.
Cool for you to read it because then you could kind of get a sense of like what I read as a child.
Yeah.
In high school when you saw me reading in my room all the time.
I
feel like now that you read it, now you kind of.
Why does Max have to save the world? Why are they saying she has to save the world? Because that's so cringe.
You can watch the recap and find out.
Save the whole world for crying out loud. Okay, what's your non-spoiler review of that book?
My non-spoiler review?
Yeah, because some people that are watching haven't read this book.
I liked it.
Uh-huh.
I liked it okay. I did not like her friends.
Oh. No, why not? They're just annoying.
They're just so annoying.
Oh.
There was one part in the book, and I don't know if I can say it or not. I don't know if it's like a big deal or not. And you can cut this out.
Yeah,
if you need to.
I'll bleep it.
She's pregnant?
Yeah. Oh, that's not a spoiler.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, there's one sentence in like the very beginning that says, "Yep, she's 7 months pregnant." I must have hated these characters so much that I just didn't even like put 2 and 2 together.
Oh.
That she was pregnant because suddenly at the end. Which obviously the baby's being born because she's 7 months pregnant. And I was like, when did they say she was pregnant?
You're like, wait, they're having a baby?
And then there was like text messages that were just super cringy. And I was like, oh my god, I hate these people so much.
I could see that.
I hated these comic relief characters.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's what they were. I think they were basically comic relief. Every other character was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But usually with a comic relief character, I just feel like I should care more about them. But I could care less if whatever happened to them. I'm just... Most of the time it'd get to them and I'd be like, okay, skip a few pages. But I liked the main character. I liked Clem. And I liked... Well, actually, I think she goes by Clementine. Clem is Walking Dead, isn't it?
Yeah, Clem is the Walking Dead.
I like Iwan. Is it Iwan?
I think it's Ewan.
Ewan?
Mm-hmm.
I kept pronouncing it Iwan in my head.
It's Ewan, I think. I listened to some of the audiobook.
I even loved his older character.
Yeah.
Like,
I liked him.
That part, I loved that. I loved his development. He had such a cool development. I loved her aunt. Even though her aunt's not even around. I think it says it in the back that she's not even around.
Yeah, we all know she's dead. It's not really a spoiler.
Okay, I loved her.
Mm-hmm.
I loved there were so many, like, just weird parallels to my own life.
Yeah.
with this book. Mm-mm. Like, even down to the darn chair. I was like...
Oh, the chair, yeah.
Like, I have that chair.
Yeah.
It's just a different color.
A similar chair,
But the same exact chair, pretty much. Wing-back chair.
Mm.
And also, there was another part where I was like, I kind of didn't like it very much. And it doesn't really spoil anything.
Oh.
It's a character description. She describes herself a little bit in the beginning. Mm. But then at the very end, like, I get, like, a very... brown hair, brown eyes type of thing.
We didn't know what she looked like.
We didn't know what she looked like pretty much at all until the very end. Like,
that's a good point.
Like
I didn't know.
Like, I swear it was like 10 pages at the end, and then I'm like, "That's what you look like." I didn't know what
that's what you look like.
The entire time I was like, "What do you look like?"
That's a good point. I didn't really think about that.
Very end, she describes her character, and I was like, "That's annoying."
That's actually strange.
Like, I feel like I should have had a character description in the beginning so I could imagine it better. All in all, it's a good book. Mm-hmm. I would recommend this to people, so I would probably give it a 4. Even though I complained about it.
I thought you were gonna say like 3.
No. It's still a good book.
That's a 5-star book for me.
This is just a 4. It's just those little things that.
Powerless is an infinity star for me.
Infinity.
That book's my a 6-star.
You want to know what I didn't like about that book?
What?
I didn't like how much he said darling. It was every page I heard the country darling.
I just held them
darling.
this out.
I was like, oh gosh.
Anyway, back to this.
Anyway, sorry.
Off topic.
But I would say 4 for this book.
Ooh, that's not bad.
If we were doing it like out of 10, I'd probably say 7.5.
Oh, that's pretty good too.
I did both scales because I didn't know what scale we were
usually
doing.
do 5-star ratings here on the booktubes. Time for spoilers. Spoilers! So
okay.
Go skip to this timestamp. I'll put it somewhere. Okay, spoilers.
Okay. So why I didn't like it?
Yeah.
Literally, it's mostly her friends.
Really?
Her friends drive me insane. Like that whole texting, and it is so cringy, and how they're talking to each other, and they're like, "Yeah, babe, that's right, babe, get her."
Oh,
like,
that group chat.
The group chat.
Oh, I remember.
It's the group chats in here. You know who I liked more? I liked Vera.
Yeah, Vera was
awesome. I loved her and her aunt's relationship.
Yeah.
I kind of felt a little bad because they didn't work out, and that's why her aunt was like, no love in the apartment.
And then, sorry, Boots. And then when Vera learned that the aunt was dead, it was kind of sad.
I was really upset with her and Vera not working out, to be honest. I was more invested in her aunt's life than her friend's life. Which honestly was kind of sad.
They seem to be just added characters.
They just seem like they're characters that are thrown in there because they didn't have enough comic relief or something. But I loved how her aunt and Vera were together for a little bit. And then I love how she got that letter and went over there and looked at the picture. It was I went at the picture.
I know. She saw like the red hair or whatever.
I know, and the pale eyes.
Yeah, the pale eyes.
I was like, oh my gosh.
What did you think about learning at the end that like he was in the taxi with her? I
kind of honestly, you know what's funny is I kind of thought that at the very beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think that.
I think I said it actually in the when I was reading. I think I was like on page I don't know.
When he was in it, when I learned that, I was like, what?
No, like I literally think I recorded myself saying, I think that's him.
Just imagine like him like seeing her like probably for the last time, and then him getting into a taxi and seeing her again, and she has no idea who he is.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah.
Like, imagine you seeing your boyfriend and not knowing who he is, and he knows who you are. That's so sad. That's like 51st dates.
I would hope he'd come up to flirt with me.
Hello, Bootsy.
No, Boots.
Bootsy.
Did you get teary-eyed at all?
No.
Oh.
No. If you get me emotional during a book where I feel awful for the main character or something like that, then I would probably rate it.
What would you rate Powerless? I know this isn't a Powerless review, but I want to know.
Off the top of my head, I would say 4.75.
Why not 5?
Because I hate the word darling. And
Well, I don't know what I'd have you read next. I would almost want you to
I
read.
almost think that we should raid each other's bookshelves.
Well, what would you
Pick
rate
some-
mine?
No.
Oh, raid. I thought you said a raid.
Raid. Like, pick something out of each
God.
other's bookshelves that we've read, but we have to pick something we've read.
We've read?
We've read already.
Oh, I mean, something I've read out of this bookshelf. And
Yeah,
then-
like you read the 7-year slip. So you say, I pick something up and you go, well, I've read that, so you can read it.
Well, I need to go to your house.
I know.
You could pick one today. We could film a new video today. We could already start a new one.
I think picking books out for each other was really fun because then I kind of get to see what you read and you kind of get to see what I have read.
Yeah.
I wanted to pick out like so many things, but I couldn't.
She couldn't find what she was looking for, so I think she just picked the next
settled.
best thing. She
I
settled.
settled.
Anyway, that's the end of this video. Bye.
Bye.
See you later. See you in the next
Awkward
one. Okay.
Oh,
Say bye.
Say bye. You're so sweet. Say bye-bye, Pussy. Bye, bye-bye. Bye, 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 bye.